At my house, Shark Week is a national holiday. We have been celebrating it for years. My daughter loves sharks, she wants to be a marine biologist, so let's make a fun art project involving Shark Week. This is part 1 of a 2-part video. We're going to make the first art project in this one. Enjoy! Happy Shark Week, everybody. So today's project is really fun. I make these all the time. I'm letting you in on my little how-to secrets. I hope you enjoy. It's a lot of fun. Let's get started on our Shark Week collage art project. So I have a sheet of, actually I have a few sheets of watercolor paper, but you want it to be a little bit thicker than your average paper because this is going to be the base of our project. It's got to hold up to lots of glue, paint. That mixed media paper would be great that we've been using in our videos. Just something with a little bit of sturdiness to it to hold up for your project. I mean, you could even use poster board. Don't see why not, because we're really not going to be painting on this a whole lot. This is just kind of the backboard for our collage. So I am going to do a 5x7 piece. You can do any size you like. I like the 5x7s because I like to put these on my mantle and I switch them out. I always keep extra Christmas cards that I had left over in my drawer because this is a 5x7 and it's super easy. So my beautiful daughter. This is easy to trace around when you just need a 5x7 for like any watercolors I do or any sort of project I'm working on. So I'm going to do 2 of these. I'm going to kind of show you 2 different ways how to do it. Both will be fun. Alright, so there's our 5x7s. I'm going to cut these out. So I have 2 separate sheets. Ta-da! Now we have 2. Put that away for later. Okay. I have a sheet of brown paper. It's actually an old envelope. Leftover from, you guessed it, Christmas cards. There are several ways to do this. Sometimes, I think in this next part, I'm going to use an old menu from like my favorite beachside restaurant. Just print it off the website and use that. But this one, in case you don't want to do that or you don't have a printer, whatever. Easy thing to do. Sheet of paper. I'm going to write out, I think I might use pen. I'm going to write out a bunch of things. Here's a black pen. About summer. Things summary. I'm just going to write it out in fun script. Kind of give me something to play with. So. So that's kind of what I got going on. Pretty simple. Not a whole lot to it, but this is something everybody has, everybody can do. You can find a piece of scrap paper, write random things about summer on it. Easy breezy. All right, fun part is next. Okay, so now the next part. Do not do this without an adult present. This is not for kids to do by themselves. I'm going to burn the edges. Here we go. I do this over the sink. Takes a second sometimes. I do it over the sink. When it gets going, I turn the water off. Do not do this, kids, by yourselves. No go. Adult supervision. I go around the whole thing. And this is an envelope, so I'll cut that other piece off. Or I might use it in the collage itself. Alright, I just go around the whole thing. Smells good. But don't do it without your parents. Alright, I hope nobody cut their house on fire. So one thing, learn from me. This envelope might have had some glue on it that I probably shouldn't have put near a flame. So next time I will probably cut off the gluey part. Anyways, so we have this totally damp, burned piece of paper. I'm gonna kind of dry it off. Take off the loose bits of the charred paper. Kind of makes a mess. You can clean up later. Art is messy. Take off your charred bits so they don't get all over when you don't want them to. And then I'm going to clean up a little bit. And I'm going to let this dry. And we will go from there. Alright, this is dried a little bit. It's not 100% dry, but it's dry enough. Now I'm going to put this piece of paper onto this piece of paper. I use rubber cement. Got stuff stuck to it. Gross. I sell my work, so I go for the acid-free stuff that I will know it will last forever. Long time. So the thing with rubber cement, which apparently my cats have been loving the rubber cement, you put, if you want it to be permanent, you put it on both surfaces. So, you know, glue, you just have to put it on one. Rubber cement works a little bit differently. This is what I used to use in graphic design a lot, because if you put it on one surface, it'll be temporary. If you put it on two surfaces, it's stuck. And I will put it on two surfaces because I want it to stick. It does smell bad, so again, kids, ask your parents for their help. I don't want anybody getting a headache. I sadly am a little bit too used to it, but I'm still kind of careful. I won't leave it open too long. You just want all your edges down, and then I'm going to put some on the paper. And if you miss your mark, this stuff peels up easily, which is super handy. And it is sticky, so cat fur will stick to it if you get it on stuff, so don't be alarmed. It's glue. Come on. Alright, that looks pretty good. So I'm going to put this face up into my little box I made, just kind of as a guide. I will probably erase those guidelines later. Alright. So here is our burned piece of paper on our 5x7 square. So for this piece, I am going to paint this a little bit white. If it was maybe for a Christmas piece or something fall, I might leave it this brown, but I want the colors of the summer shark piece to pop. So I'm going to get my brush wet. I'm just using some acrylic paint. I probably should use cheaper paint so it's not quite so opaque, but it'll work. I got the good stuff going on, and that's okay. I'll just use some more water. This is why it's handy to use some sort of a mixed media or watercolor paper underneath, because otherwise this can buckle up. And you kind of just want to whitewash it. I just want, like, when I put the colors I want to put on here, I want them to show. And you know, you could, if you start with like a menu or something, or like a something you printed off, like my other piece I'm working on, I'll show you in a little bit. You wouldn't have to do this step. It's just, I didn't really want the brown. I wanted more of a light background. Super easy, no big deal. But my words still show through. They're just very subtle. You know, you can, if you get it too wet, it can bubble up, but that's okay with me. It's just, it's a collage and it's texture and it's fun, and who cares? You can kind of still see the text coming through. I mean, that's why it's so who cares what you did, because it's just subtle. It's not going to be there forever. I'm going to let this dry, and then I'll show you the next step. Alright, so you can really do this next step with watercolor if you're using a white page, or this one is a little bit darker, so I'm going to go ahead and use some acrylic paint. I am going to make the beach, and since this is kind of already brown sandy, I'm just going to go with it and see how it goes. So I want my sky. I think I'll do the beach first. I think I'll do sky first. We'll see. This looks like a good sky color. So my sky is going to be up here, obviously. I'm just kind of putting it lightly in. You don't have to make it perfect, it's just alright, so there's my sky. So I'm going to use some aqua and some of this blue to make my water. You could make it a sunset, you could make it sunrise. It doesn't really matter. Whatever you feel like, it's your painting. I have a loose, super easy. I might get some darker water maybe in the back. Whatever you feel like, just make it look like a beach is what I'm going for. And it's okay if you get outside your little other areas. I'm going to add some more white to make it look like the surf up here. Come back this way. Some more white to make some more surf. Some waves in there. This is still kind of just your background. Might add some clouds to the sky. I don't have the right brush for this. I should probably use a round brush, but we can do it. Alright, so there's kind of our beach. I might soften these up with my finger because hands are fabulous. Maybe some clouds. And, is that dry yet? Yeah. You can even add some birds. And some birds. That's my favorite thing to do is I go out early in the morning before my family gets up and I go walk on the beach. Nobody else is out there. I watch the sunrise. About, in the summer it's really early. That's my favorite thing. I will take so many videos of that sunrise and I will cherish every single one of them. And I go watch them when I miss the beach and I love it. So there's our beach. Now we get to do some fun stuff. I'm going to do a umbrella. I might cut it out and make more of a collage. And then we have the extra Sharpie part, so stay tuned. Okay, I have this piece of scrap paper. I am going to make a little beach umbrella. I kind of want it to be fun and frilly. I want to do it kind of big. For a beach umbrella, you got a center circle and you have triangles that come off. About equal measures. It's not too, who cares? That one goes, kind of like a pie. And then you square off the circles. Alright, so here's your beach umbrella. There are lots of ways you can do this. You can make it as easy as you want and just color them. Or, let's see, check size. That's a pretty good size for our beach umbrella. You can color them, you can paint them, you can make designs on all of them. I might get real bougie and cut out paper for them. Let's see. So I would probably start by cutting my umbrella out. You can watercolor them, you can marker them, whatever your heart's desire, or you can use extra paper. I have so much scrap paper that I save. I'm a paper hoarder. If any magazines come in the mail and they're cute, I save it and I put it in my paper stash. So here's my little umbrella. It'll go right somewhere like that. And it'll look like a beach umbrella because I'll have a stick coming out and I might make I will make a little beach towel. So I might cut out some of these. So now I'm going to look at the designs. Might turn it in the middle. Center in there as best I can. I'm going to cut some of these out. Really. Match it up to my, where is it? Rubber cement really is kind of a sticky mess, but it does a good job. I just want the patterns to not be right next to each other, so I'm going across them. And if some of them are too big, that's kind of a good thing, because some of these are going to be too small, but if they're too large, then they will cover up the extra space, no problem. And again, this is extra. You do not have to do this for this project. It is just extra. I will do the other one much more simple. Okay. Here's our little crazy umbrella. I'm gonna let this dry.
I'm not sure what happened with my microphone. It may have died when I was filming and I didn't notice. So I'm going to use some voiceover. But here I'm just trimming the umbrella and adding some rubber cement, and let us set that to the side. And then I have picked a leopard piece of paper that we used in the umbrella for the beach towel. So I'm going to draw that out as an angled rectangle so you have a little bit of perspective. It's smaller on one side. Just cut it out. Then you glue that down with some rubber cement also. You can use Elmer's glue or any sort of glue you have. I just have rubber cement, so I use it. You glue it down, and then you put your umbrella kind of on top of it as an angle. And you make some shade for the towel, just how you would on the beach. Then I add my little stick into the sand. I think pen will show up a little bit better. I might even go over this again in a little bit. Make a little stick. Alright, so we have our beach towel and we have our umbrella, and now we need a shark fin. This is actually just basically trash. It is insulation from a garage project we had, and I ripped it apart. You could use some foil, heavy duty foil might be better than the thinner foil, but we're going to use it to make a shark fin. Anything will do. You could even use paint, whatever you had around, something shiny from an envelope or a card, anything you need. This is the insulation. It's pretty handy. I just actually went and got it from the trash can because I saw my husband threw it away. So makes a pretty good shark fin if you ask me, and I like the bumpy texture. It's pretty fun. So I'm just going to cut out my fin. Alright, once you get to the size you want, I went a little bit larger because it is the main point of the piece. You glue it down. I use rubber cement again. Again, any glue will work. I position it about halfway through my piece. You don't want it too close to the beach or else, I don't know, I just liked having it spread out a little bit for composition. Now I'm going to work on painting some ripples around the shark so it looks like he's in the water and making some waves. I used acrylic paint, just kind of dash it through like you did on the beach. Doesn't have to be perfect, there's just some dashes in there to make him look like he's swimming around in the water. I added a few more to the surf, and I think that's overall pretty good. Now we're going to work on some details. So I always keep extra birthday cards and fun pieces of paper and fun advertisements because I like to use them in my craft projects and things I make with paper. I do it often. This is an old Valentine's Day card that I got, and it has great fonts, so I kept this one to use in an art project. So I am going to cut out the word shark and finding a bunch of letters to cut out to add to the project. You can try magazines, newspapers, anything. You get so much stuff in the mail. It's easy to shop around and find some fun letters if you just look or ask somebody, ask your parents, ask your friends if they have any scrap paper around, or you can even draw your letters. That is definitely an option. You don't have to use printed out font, or you can print some out on a computer and use that if you like. It's not one way or the other. You can do whatever you like. This is your project. Have fun with it. Be creative. Cutting up a birthday card. It has some great funky letters. I like to mix and match. There's no right or wrong. Just have fun with it. All right, once you have all your letters, you glue them down with some rubber cement or whatever glue you're using. And I kind of put them in between the shark and the umbrella just to have somebody on the beach yelling shark. And I used an upside down letter I for the exclamation point, easy to do. Oh, and there's Cat, sorry. She's the loudest one we have. This is our unofficial cat break, Luna, who is all over me. But just glue it down in a way you like. I kind of made it look like someone was yelling with the beach, but you can put anything you want. You can put beachy, you can put fun in the sun, you can put oh my goodness, a shark is coming if you really want to get extra with your letters. So right now I've taken a red Sharpie. You can use a red marker, you can use red paint, and I am making a few shark bites into the paper and adding some details to our burned edges. It doesn't have to be perfect. When you frame this, it will cut off a lot of the edge in a 5x7 frame if that's what you choose to use. So not all of it will be shown. You could maybe frame it larger if you wanted it to show. For what I use, I have a gold frame that I pop these in and out of all the time, and I just go with it because it's cute. And now I'm using some silver paint to add some details to my letters. Add some fun and sparkle. You can use a paint pen, you can use a silver Sharpie, you can use anything you want. You can use a black marker just to add some fun detail and some interest to the stuff we've cut out. Just adding some polka dots and some definition. It kind of makes that stand out a little bit more. And then I'm going to add a little crab at the bottom. A little crabby on the beach. Maybe he's the one yelling, I don't know. And then some details to the sides. Just have fun. Oh, my teeth are going to be silver now, so that's kind of fun. Makes them a little bit cleaner. And again, this is a silver enamel. You do not have to use this. You can use a silver paint pen, which is basically the exact same thing. I just have a little paintbrush so it works. Or a silver Sharpie would be great, or just a black Sharpie would be fun with the polka dots. And go over my stick again and maybe define some of the umbrella, and you could probably do this with marker just as well. It just adds some more excitement to the piece. My cat is still all over me, so I apologize if y'all hear her. I just fill in the areas that are open around the burned edges, and the one I show you in the next video, I'll do some more shark bites so y'all can get a better idea of that. But this is just kind of a fun way to add some interest to the piece. It's looking pretty good, I think. Very festive Shark Week art project. Don't forget to sign it. It's very important when you do artwork to sign it. So when 300 years, when someone's like, who made this? I'll be like, oh, Jennifer Moreman made this. Wow, that's cool. It always drives me crazy when I find stuff that's not signed at an antique sale. I'm like, why don't you sign your work? You got to know who made it. So yeah, there we go. And that concludes our first demo of our Shark Week art project. Join me for the next video and subscribe to my channel, and I will do the one on the right, which is more of a Jaws inspired piece. Enjoy and come back to my studio. Bye.